Peace and blessings. Welcome to Creating Simple. My name is Yasmin, aka Sunfire. Grand Rising. How y'all doing? I don't know. I was just feeling this. A lot of y'all are at the point where y'all need to take a leap of faith, and you're scared. And I get it. It's easy to be scared to take a leap of faith. But I'm gonna share with y'all my experiences of taking leaps of faith. It started off with my divorce. I was scared. I didn't have no job. I was a mother of 5, and my ex-husband was the sole provider in the home. I had a small income, but it was not enough to suffice a household and 5 children. And something in me clicked, and it was like, either I'm going to keep sitting here in misery and teach my children to settle to be in misery and dysfunction, or I'm going to rock this boat and start making small leaps and bounds to get free of this toxic situation. Well, I first started, I went and got the paperwork. Once I got the paperwork, even though I didn't have the money, they charged me an arm and a leg to file this paperwork. And which I found out later that I could have got it done for free, but I didn't know. I was just that desperate to get the hell free of that toxic situation. So that sacrifice, I just said, well, if I got robbed, then I hope that everything that was taken from me is reversed and sent back to me. So, that's the mindset I had. Whatever I had to do to get free. I started by educating myself first, because I knew that I wasn't with my condition. I have a health issue that prevented me from going to work a 9 to 5 like I used to. I had an injury. I suffered an injury giving birth to one of my children, and it caused a long-term issue within me. And I had to find a new way to earn my keep, So I educated myself, and I studied, and I educated, and I studied, and then I just started to expand my mind space. And that was the best thing I could have ever done. When I expanded my mind, it's like the whole world began to open up and make sense to me. When I knew that mentally I was ready to make this leap, emotionally, I was already there. It was my mental that I had to get in the right place to take this leap, because I had already emotionally detached from the situation long before I was ready to physically walk. So I had to prepare myself. I made different little steps and bounds, releasing little things. I got in the state of releasing to bring in the new. If it was something old and I've been carrying it all those years, if I didn't need it and ain't used it, I let it go. I released it. And it became so much so, the more that I was able, little things I was able to release. I started small, simple things. Whatever I can let go and get rid of, I got rid of it. And until I graduated to the big things, and I kept going. Those are little small leaps of faith of letting things go that I held on to. And after a while, it got bigger. I had the paperwork, but I hadn't filled it out. So now it was time for the big leap. I started filling out the paperwork. Scared shitless, I did it anyway. And then nothing had changed by the time I completed the paperwork. And I said, well, okay, if you still ain't working on it, ain't trying to change it, then I guess it's time for me to take the next leap and go turn it in. So he fought me. We argued. He did, because he had possession over everything, full control over everything, the vehicle, the money, everything. And so I had no money to get on the city bus. I had no money to call a cab, and I had to rely on him to get me there. We had already separated, but during that separation, let's work on it. let's see, with us being apart, can we still work on it? That didn't happen. It got worse. It's like the more we stayed apart, the more he held a grudge, the more he wanted revenge. So I knew then, okay, well, you're not gonna change. You're gonna keep on creating problems. I want peace. I want to split things down the middle and be done with it. Oh no, 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 not with this narcissist. No, you will not. So he chose war. I chose peace. So I chose to maneuver around his war tactics as best as I could without getting damaged. And after a while, I finally got him. I'm in the car with him, and he's threatening me. He's threatening me the whole time, trying to make it look like I'm forcing him to do something against his will. He make playing the victim the whole time. He's playing the victim the whole damn time. And I'm just looking at him like, really, guy? Where did you come from? Because this was a side of him I've never seen. Victim mentality, for real. His victim came out. And what that was, it showed me that that was that little boy in him that was victimized when he was a child, who learned to say, well, everybody owe me something. Everybody's against me. I recognized what his issue was at that moment, but I kept my cool. I didn't argue with him. And reluctantly, he took me. Now, the killing part is, it's crazy because at that very moment, my cycle started. It's crazy. My menstrual came on and I had leaked through my pants. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go in the courthouse like this. So I asked him one more time. I said, I need you to do me a favor. I'm staying polite as possible. But he was looking for every way to attack me. And I was like, please take this in there and turn it in for me. And he said, I don't want to do that. I said, I really need you to do this because I want to do that. You say you love me, then let me go. I want out. I'm not happy anymore. And it's not working, and I don't see any change in you. So if you say you love me like you say you do, please go turn this in and set me free. And I guess to prove that he loved me, he got up, he took the paper reluctantly, and he took it into the courthouse. And part of it didn't make it into the courthouse to get turned in. One portion of it did. The other half he ripped out and threw it in the trash. So that caused many delays in that divorce process. But that was a hurdle. I found out later. I'm thinking I'm semi-celebrating. Like, yes, I finally did something. That was a small leap for me, but it was a huge leap. But it was a partial failure too. Because that was my teachable moment. That if you want something so bad, you won't even let not even a blood stain stop you. You see. Had I just went on and faced the embarrassment and took the paperwork in myself, I would have got my shit took care of way longer than it did. It pushed me back. What should have took a few months wound up taking a whole year. Because everything he could do to delay it, he did it. So, instead of choosing to compromise, he chose war. But when you're taking these leaps of faith, there's going to be things that's going to get in your way to see how hard you really want this. And sometimes you got to go with the blood, sweat, and tears and keep taking that leap on your own volition. not counting on anyone else. And that's what taught me. If I'm gonna leap, I gotta leap by my damn self, all the way wholeheartedly. And I let one little spot on my pants stop me from completing my leap. So, that caused delays. So I feel like the reason why I'm saying it, because there's somebody out here in my energy, in my collective, that's preparing to take a leap. And you're scared shitless. And I'm sharing my leap with you because I was scared shitless. I know the feeling. But don't rely on anyone while you're leaping. You have to solely leap by yourself, and don't matter what come up against you while you leaping, because the enemy is real, and they're gonna keep on trying to throw hurdles in your way to see, he don't want it that bad. Because if you let one little hurdle stop you, then there is your delay. You just put a roadblock in your way, So when you taking that leap, you got to free fall, baby. You got to free fall. And say, good Lord, catch me. I've learned that now. I took another leap when I moved out of my home. And I'm like, why would I leave my home? I could manage the bills. I got to the point where I went from having no job to being able to manage my bills, buying a new car because my car was stolen from me. And I built myself from the bottom up. And I'm still building myself. I'm still a work in progress, I've come a mighty long way, and I pat myself on the back daily, and I'm still being tested each day. Each day I'm being tested. But yet I don't let that change my heart. The thing that's being affected is the mind. I have to constantly maintenance my consciousness to make sure that my mind is not being affected by all this energy that's coming my way. The hurdles, the blockages. You have to maintenance that daily. Okay? If you're not taking care of the mental, then it's gonna affect your spiritual in a lot of ways. Okay? Meditation is the best way to maintain your mental. Meditation, being out in nature, just sitting in peace and quiet. A lot of people don't understand, can't sit still. Don't know what it means to get still. When God said, peace, be still, he means to sit still, be quiet. I had a friend come over and was like, why you don't never have your TV on? Because I don't like it. It's a distraction. It disrupts my peace. So I don't turn on the negative. I don't allow negativity in my space. Now I choose when I turn it on. I choose what I watch because that's what I enjoy. But to just have the TV on all day long, no. Just to be on my phone all day long, I had to break myself of that. I used to scroll Facebook endlessly. And I said, nope, that's not that, because I'm looking, you can look at good things. It depends on, that's another thing too. Clean up your Facebooks. If you got people posting negativities in your news feed, block them folks. Block it out. You got to block out all negative energy to protect your peace. And that's what I did. I did a clean out. I still do that. I'll go through my Facebook, and if people posting things that's unbecoming to me, that disrupts my peace, you get a block, and they'll look up one day and be like, where'd she go? Well, I don't like the content you post, so I don't need to connect with that. You see? Because now you're leaking into my world. So you have to be careful with what you're putting into your mind space. So I don't watch TV. It's like someone pointed out that one of my readings resonated with a story that took place in either New York or New Jersey. Well, I don't watch the TV. I don't read the newspapers. I don't, because a lot of that shit's fake. And some of it's real. So if my reading matched up to something that's in the news, then guess what? That really happened. That's not fake news. That's real. Spirit. I don't just tap into twin flame energy. I tap into the truth, okay? And when, like I say, side notes come out, um, you know, side notes do come out. I can tap into other things. I can go into different things. But my focus is this twin flame journey to help these twins come into union, to heal and get where they need to be. But also, there's things Spirit will tell me without me even knowing will bring out, you know? And if they come out in my readings, then it must have needed to be heard, okay? So that's something y'all need to understand. And some tarot readers pick up on the same energy, you know? And a lot of times when you got tarot readers picking up on the same energy, it's because they part of the same soul tribe, you know? We're part of the same collective. And then you have some that don't. But then you got those who are copying. Thank you, Spirit. You have some that come in and they copy what others are doing. They're not gifted. If they was gifted, they did something to block their gifts. Or they're at the bare minimum of their gifts. Thank you. And they're doing things. Those are the ones you're going to see start disappearing. You're going to start seeing some readers disappear. Their channels being blocked. Or their followings depleting. Because the Most High is calling them out. Through the real readers. They're getting called out. Their stories are being put out. And all of that, you know. And me, myself, I know a few. I even know one that did spell work on me and robbed me, but I won't mention her name. Because it's up to you to use your spirit of discernment. So, you know. It happens, you know. There are some readers that choose greed they forget why they're here. And they choose greed. It's very easy to hop into that greed stage because once you start getting all this attention, it's very easy to forget why you're here. Not for the fame. I'm not here for the fame. That comes with the job, the territory. Because I was like, you know, the Most High told me you're going to be in the spotlight. And I'm like, if you know me, you know I'm always one that'll sit in the back and be happy with that. I don't like the spotlight because I don't like everybody's attention on me. I'm the observer. So when I'm being observed, that kind of puts me out in the open. And I have never been one who likes that. But the Most High said, no, baby, you're going to shine because that is your birthright. That's where you're supposed to be this lifetime. And it took me a minute to embrace it. But I finally did, you know. So now that I've embraced it, those who knew me to be the one that'll be like, you go forward. This would be me. I'll sit back here and like, I'm cool back here. Go out there and shine. Let me cheerlead you. That's what type of person I am. I like to see people succeed. I like to see myself succeed as well, which I would be, but low-key behind the scenes. Nobody need to know what I do. I'm very private like that. But, you know, Spirit said, no, you can keep some privacy. But there's certain things you're going to have to get out here and speak about. Thank you. And so here I am. So I don't take this stuff to my head. I'm amazed at the rate this channel is growing, you know. And I started in October. And it was a challenge to keep the faith, you know. But I kept hearing, if you build it, they'll come. If you build it like that, the baseball thing with Kevin Costner, I kept hearing that line from that movie. If you build it, they will come. And I'm like, okay. But, you know, This shit's scary, y'all. You know, it's scary, but I try not to live in fear because I know it's false evidence appearing real. That's letting me know I'm at a point of a breakthrough. That fear is present. Fear is present right now for me when it comes to my channel, and the reason being is because I know I'm on a precipice of breaking through. You see, so. And I don't know what to expect from that. You talking about a little poor girl down in Tennessee, you know? Who used to have a lack mind state. So, you know. I was even called a lackluster by a friend one time, and she was right. She was right. And that's when she woke me up like, damn, I do think small. Let me open up my mind space a little bit more, you know? But that was what I was raised. That's how I was raised. I was raised to believe that I wasn't supposed to be in the spotlight. I was raised to believe that I wasn't supposed to be rich. I was raised to believe that money was the root of all evil. For some, it is. It's depending on how you use that money, you know? If you're using that money to self-destruct and destroy your temple, then of course, yeah, it's evil. But if you use that money to create and build and give back and help others, then how is that evil? Everything has a light and a dark. Everything has a high place and a low place. You have to choose your in-between. You know? Balance. So, let's see what else Spirit want to say about this. Because I said somebody's preparing to take a leap. I felt it. Alright, Spirit, what deck we using? This gonna be a multiple video. They wanted me to share my little tidbit with you before I did this reading, okay? Also, I just channeled this and I want to give it to y'all. It's a message from Spirit. You know, I wake up and I write. Because a lot of times, I don't remember my dreams. So I sit there and I channel write. And my dreams are revealed to me what was talked about. And this was something that came through, okay? I do remember them, but sometimes I don't. Because I done seen some shit on the spiritual realm to be like, oh, shit. Woo-wee cookies. Yeah, so a lot of times, because my human mind can't process them, Spirit will leave me with the feeling of what I went through, but will not show me what I went through because it probably would drive me crazy in the physical. Because I be fighting some demons, and I tell you, oh, ooh. Alright. I visit a lot of y'all in y'all's dreamscapes. That I do know. I visited someone who was very tall last night. He patted me on my shoulder. He was tall and skinny. And he wasn't bad energy. But he was more so, I feel like he was getting taken advantage of. That's how I feel. I feel like this energy was getting taken advantage of. He looked like a giant to me. I'm looking up. It's like he had to bend down to pat me on my shoulder. He was so tall, you know. But he didn't harm me, whatever energy that was. It didn't harm me. He just patted me on my shoulder and he disappeared. Whatever I did for him, I didn't see that part. I just know that I set a soul free in the spiritual. I don't know what I did though, cause that part Spirit blocked from me. Yeah, they let me know there's some things that they don't allow me to see because if I can remember what I saw, ooh-wee, that it would probably drive me crazy in the physical because that with our physical eyes has never seen anything like that. But my spiritual eye have seen these things many times. Thank you, Spirit. So, yeah, I was out there with Archangel Michael slaying some demons. Thank you, Archangel Michael. But this message right here, Spirit wants me to give to y'all. A lot of times, see, like I said, you got a high and you got a low space. If you're out here doing the work to heal yourselves, to do better, to give back to humanity, to create peace and harmony in the world, and you're praying You can almost rest assured that your prayers are going up to the Most High, out to the universe. There's an underworld. And if you out here the opposite, if you out here self-destructing, don't love yourself, don't trust nobody, doing all things that's against peace, love, and harmony within yourself and others. If you're causing chaos, conflict, confusion, then and you're praying, who do you think is answering your prayers? The evil entity will reward bad behavior. The Most High will not. Just like as a parent, if your child acts up, are you going to reward that bad behavior? No, you're going to set boundaries. You're going to set limits till that child get right. And once that child reach that milestone and that mark, then you reward that child, right? So the same thing goes with the Most High. If you're doing the right, and if you're doing the work, and you're doing your best to be a good person, a good citizen, a good soul, then yes, your prayers are being heard by the Most High. But if you are here causing mischief and chaos and destruction, you are not praying to the Most High. You are praying to the author of those things. So of course he's going to reward you. He has the ability to bless you and award you too. Alright? So this card that I channeled this morning, it says, a lot of you say that you are blessed, but has done nothing to create change in your life for your highest good. I didn't have space, but I'm ad-libbing with that. And still doing devilish things. So who do you think you're praying to? The devil will reward your bad behavior, not the Most High God. That was the channel message that I got this morning when I got up and started sipping my coffee. All right.